Hello, this is the Intraday US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, the 7th of October and Friday the 8th. Make sure that you know that next week is already options expiration for October. It's not a triple expiration. There's no futures contract rolls. There's none of that stuff. It's just a pure options expiration, but I'm pointing it out because it's early in the month. It's the earliest it can be, which is the 15th, next Friday. So we'll see what we get. Obviously, this time of year is obviously bouncy for the markets. A lot of times the bigger crashes happen around that option expiration, and nothing about this chart that you're looking at right now looks positive. So here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market futures form. Let's just take a look at a couple different time frames. So if we go to the weekly chart, what do we got? Not much here. No signals or anything like that. If we go to the monthly chart, what do we have? Again, no signals. Okay. Now remember, the last 13 cell signal was right before COVID hit, and we sold off there. Now let's backtrack a little bit. Let's do the Nasdaq 100. And what do we have here? Yeah, no major signals on the monthly. What do we have on the weekly? On the weekly, we have also nothing. And on the daily, what do we got here? I mean, obviously nothing because it's down quite a bit, but the 13 cell signal was a flattening out point. So we have no major signals, but nothing looks super pretty here. All right, let's go through the major indices. Crude oil down 43 cents to $77. Oil got hit quite a bit. Gold down $4.40. The ES currently showing a bounce tomorrow morning, a big gap actually, 27 points up on the ES, 120 as I post this. So there's not going to be any stock picks because of the gap. We'll just try to call it from the tape as usual. Here's the S&P daily chart up 17.83 after selling off obviously a bit over the last couple of weeks. Nasdaq 100 up 92, which is fine. Again, these markets are so high they need to come back, I think, quite a bit. Stocks up 11, but well off the highs. Biotechs down 57.27. That's not pretty, and it shouldn't be. Russell 2000 down 13.40. Still sitting in this range it's been in since February or late January. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 102 points. Not much there. TLT to 20-year bond ETF up 81 cents. Advanced decline ratio on the Nasdaq is negative 800 and negative 917. It was so bad when the market opened on Wednesday. It was negative like 2200. So it came back quite a bit. But keep in mind, even though the markets closed positive, Nasdaq closing up 92, still negative 917. That's a bad number. Advanced decline ratio on the New York negative 213. So it's still negative even though the S&P closed up 17. So it's not like everything came back. Trend closes at 1.20. Puts the 10-day at 0.89. We only got to 0.85 on that. Let me count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're not going to lose a big number here anytime soon. So it might not be that 10-day gets under 0.85, which would be the major sell signal. We got to it. That's already a risk signal, but we didn't get much lower. Nasdaq volume 4.4 billion shares. The VIX closes at 21. It was up higher during the day, closed down 30 cents. The Apple up 89 cents. Not a lot going on there, but it did close at the highs of the day as the new iPhone comes out. Amazon up 41 points. That's a blip for a $3,200 stock. Facebook up 333. Google gains 27.51, up 30 points again. The Google phones are all coming out here shortly too as well. There's a big Pixel announcement on October 19th. Goldman Sachs up $2.24. Netflix down up $4.29. New closing highs of all time on Netflix. Look at that nice cup and handle high range base breakout. Just a beautiful pattern on Netflix. Tesla up $2.16. There's a cup forming here, but it's a long ways off. Zoom, though, down $3.47. Nothing pretty about that chart. Bitcoin, though, look at this one. 55,275 right now. Trying to make its way back to the highs. We did just get a 13 cell signal, and we have a static trend line sitting out there. So this could be a topping point for Bitcoin based on those signals. We'll see what actually happens. In terms of intraday action, again, we gap. So if you look back on the week, right, small gap down on Monday, sold off, went down, and then dead flat, big down day, dead flat for the afternoon. Tuesday, small gap up, all the way back. This is on the ES to fill the gap. Look at the 13s, highs and lows of both days. Monday the low, Tuesday the high, dead flat. We sold off very late in the day. Wednesday, we gapped down. We're sitting there. We tried to break the lows. Now, keep in mind, this whole thing, we never really broke the lows of Friday. So it's not like the broad market has done any real damage here yet. And then late in the day, we rallied as the Republicans said they would allow for a December extension on the debt ceiling, which is minor, but just means the problems are going to get put forward. But it did cause the market to rally back up. So the gaps are all filled for this week. That's one of the most interesting thing on the broad market. NASDAQ side, and there it is. Not much different. All right. In terms of economic data, because like I said, this is for Thursday. We typically don't do market previews for Friday because they tend to be slow. We're getting though at that time of year, maybe they won't be. But data left this week. Challenger job cuts out of the U.S. at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Unemployment, the initial and continuing jobless claims at 8:30. There's a Fed member speaking. We got natty gas at 10:30. Consumer credit at 3. And then you flip it, and what do you got here? Unemployment rate and the non-farm employment change at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. Final wholesale inventories at 10. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We'll help you out for a couple weeks, but be in the room because these next couple days could be interesting. Have a good trading week and a good weekend.